Coming up on Mountain News this morning, friends and family came together after a deadly shooting last week. And pharmacies are experiencing some industry pains as businesses close across the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are just past 5:30 on Monday, July 15th. Now let's go ahead and send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. Little haze, little fog in spots this morning. Nothing too burdensome at this point in time as we see a little twilight starting to take place. So sunrise is a-coming. 68 outside our door here at WYMT as we leave Hazard into Harlan. More so out your way in Monticello. Some fog issues as we get into things this work week. Temperature-wise, mid and upper 60s, lower 70s. The cool spots, well, Clintwood is at 61, delightful crossing the state line into Virginia this morning. Jonesville at 64, Middlesboro at 64. All right, got some cloud cover issues. Little wrinkle rotating through the flow, no precipitation. We do find the precipitation north of the Ohio River this morning with a weakening complex here. There's another one that's coming into the northern plains way up in the upper Midwest. That'll be the one we'll have to keep an eye on for tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. In the meantime, blaze and sunshine with the humidity and a forecast high today in Hazard up to 94. We're forecasting 95. That'll tie the record high in Jackson. All right, more about the First Alert 7-day forecast. Some rain and some relief. That's all coming up in a few moments. Olivia, back to you.
All right, Tim, thank you. Friends and family are remembering the two young men killed in a shooting at a strip mine in Perry County. WYMT's RJ Johnson shares how they are remembering them and what they are hoping for.
These weren't no more than kids, man. They had their whole lives ahead of them.
Friends and family are continuing to pay their respects to 18-year-old Anthony Stidham, also known as Crow, and 20-year-old Braxton Marlowe. Brandon Marlowe says he has known Crow since he was little, saying he loved everything about motorcycles.
Crow was a free spirit, man. He loved to ride anything that went fast. He was a good guy at the same time, though. He'd give you a shirt off his back.
Dozens packed in to say their final goodbyes.
I never dreamed he was loved this much. Braxton was a very good boy, and he didn't deserve what happened to him.
Braxton's mom, Jessica Spicer, says she doesn't want another mother to feel her pain, so she's going to do something about it.
I don't know, but I'm not going to stop until something good comes of this. We're going to get together, we're going to bond together as a community, and we're going to fight for our youth.
She says she wants to see change.
The gun violence has to stop. We have to stop the underage drinking. We got to stop the partying on these strip jobs. They need monitored more. I lost my child from a senseless act. I mean, he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
However, in the meantime, she will fight until justice is served.
I will be at every court hearing, and I will not stop till I have justice for my child.
For not just her child, but Crow and the other man who was shot. In Hazard, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Crow's funeral is today at 1 p.m. at Ingle Bowling Funeral Home. 2 people killed in a mass shooting in Florence last weekend were laid to rest. Funeral services for Delaney Erie and Hayden Rybicki were Friday. They were among the 4 killed and 3 injured last weekend after investigators say a 21-year-old shot multiple people at a birthday party. Donovan Gard, a friend of Hayden, says he's still dealing with the shock of losing his friend.
It genuinely doesn't feel real at all. Like it's still, like, I'll think about him. Even the other night we were hanging out and I accidentally said his name instead of my other buddies, and it hurt. Like, nobody's gonna be over it for a long time, obviously.
We are told the 3 people who were injured are now in stable condition. Kentucky State Police is investigating an accidental shooting involving 2 children in Estill County. The Estill County Sheriff's Office called on KSP for help on Friday after a 13-year-old child accidentally shot a 14-year-old child outside of a home on Clark Road. The child was pronounced dead on the scene by the Estill County coroner Jimmy Wise. Troopers do not suspect foul play. On Saturday morning, a man being taken to the hospital for a medical issue found himself behind bars. Billy Hall tried to attack a deputy with the Fleming County Sheriff's Office after exiting the ambulance. Hall was charged with attempted murder of a police officer. The deputy was taken to UK hospital but has since been released. A bridge in London was named and dedicated in honor of a Clay County teen killed in a crash in 2016. Christopher Hubard volunteered at the London Laurel Rescue Squad, which is where the ceremony was hosted on Saturday. He had plans to join the Air Force. Senator Brandon Storm, alongside family and friends, unveiled a memorial at Kentucky Highway 192 near the CSX Railroad Bridge. Transportation Security Administration agents are seeing an increase in guns found in carry-on luggage at Kentucky airports. TSA data shows the agency found 62 firearms in Kentucky carry-on bags in the first half of 2024, a 21% increase compared to the first half of 2023. Louisville Airport led with 27 guns, followed by Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky with 25, Lexington's Bluegrass with 9, and Paducah's Barkley Regional with 1. The TSA says they found guns in Kentucky carry-on bags for around 1 in every 68,000 passengers. That's almost twice the national average. Kentucky saw nearly 4.27 million passengers this year, up nearly 11% from 2023. Families in 11 Kentucky counties impacted by the April 2nd storms, including Whitley County, only have 9 days left to apply for federal disaster assistance. The deadline to apply is July 22nd. You can apply in several ways, including visiting a FEMA Disaster Recovery Center, calling the FEMA helpline, or applying online at disasterassistance.gov. Yesterday, around 6 p.m., the City of Manchester Fire Department responded to a brush fire in danger of damaging property. When they arrived, they found 3 buildings were on fire and 1 home was starting to catch on fire. Crews were able to put out the fire and save the home from catching fire. After putting out any hot spots on the scene, crews left with no incident. Chain pharmacies like Walgreens and CVS are shutting down hundreds of stores across the country, and small hometown pharmacies are doing the same. The Kentucky Pharmacists Association says more than 80 pharmacies have had to shut their doors in just 2 years. A report released Tuesday by the Federal Trade Commission shows one of the causes could be pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a rural and an urban problem. You know, we're seeing the price of medications go up, and that affects inventory costs for pharmacies, and then on the reimbursement side, what pharmacies are getting paid.
The FTC reports more than 30% of people are now rationing or skipping doses of medicine as costs go up and their pharmacies are disappearing. One Clay County organization is continuing to build beds for kids in need. Saturday's Sleep in Heavenly Peace hosted a build day with the help from dozens of volunteers in the city of Manchester. They were able to build more than a dozen beds.
We had plenty of good help today. We had the city of Manchester and a local lawyer, Jenna Jackson, helped sponsor today. We got caught up with their overload, so we're on a regular mode now, and we're taking applications. We've got probably, I think, a half dozen beds on queue right now, and we're doing okay.
Rice says they have been able to build more than 100 beds for kids throughout Clay County.